Hello, welcome back to another video. Today Saturday, recording a little bit early today. I'm gonna go eat after this recording. Anyways, just gonna give a update. So last Saturday, I went to the old lady's house. Then oh, before that, I did went to the gym. So I did go to the gym. I also work on some of the hydroponic. So I'm using the old stand that we have, the old hydrophone stand, just give a quick update. That was never ours. It was actually a family friend that was gonna do it, but didn't do it, so he just gave it to us. So yeah, we did that. Uh, so that one's up about like about 2 weeks now. Yeah. So just had the monitor and stuff, just making sure everything's okay. So everything so far is so good. Yeah, we plant mostly lettuce and some bok choy. Then I think some cilantros, but they're pretty quick. So yeah. Then also the tower that my dad and I are building. It was mostly my dad doing it. Not gonna take the credit. It was mostly him doing it because first of all I wasn't even allowed to touch the equipment. So plus yeah. Well, no, so not much I can do, but I just stand by next to it, holding the tube and stuff. But I know how to do it. I seen him doing it, so I could be doing it, but I'd rather do one at least I can like try on, maybe like a small version I can try once. Just in case I want to mess up, you know. Because one tower has 8 levels and 4 sides, so eight times 4 is 32. So 32 is quite a lot. But after using the hot gun to soften it up and put the tube like penetrate it, it's kind of dirty, so I have to clean that up. So that's what we'll be doing this weekend. Yeah, so that's basically last Saturday. Then I went to the gym. I didn't work too much on it. It was mostly my dad who was working on it. Then on Sunday, so I didn't go to the gym. A family friend came by. It was the same family friend that gave us the hydroponics, so we worked on that. And we were just working on it together because he wanted to see the process. So we also talk about something that uh, he wants to work on. I show him this NFC thing. So something I'm gonna work on. Something I am working on is it correlates with the digital wallet end of the day. So not right now, not this year, definitely not. But I don't really foresee it happening next year. But probably around 2025. I think that's where the wallet, the money part comes in. Yeah, and yeah, so just to show how cool the NFC thing is. I mean, just it's the old technology, but you know, a lot of people don't use it for some reason. Like, I mean, yeah, we do use it, but we don't really use it like, you know, how we can use it like day-to-day life, like outside work per se, or transportation or per se. It's pretty convenient, so find ways how to automate stuff and make things easier and take less steps, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, and he also runs an Airbnb, so we play something around with it and figure we can do something with it, a benefit for him. And it's also part of it's part of the business idea that that the one I'm working on. It's everything correlates to the digital wallet. It all goes down to digital wallet. But I realized that the more I learn, I cannot just do digital wallet alone. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like Venmo, like it's one of they barely that's it. All you do is pay. So the problem is you need an ecosystem. So the thing that I identify is I want to focus on the food industry. It's a win-win situation. Because my dad has a vegetarian restaurant, even though vegan is not a thing. Uh, so in case this doesn't work out, this app, I mean this not app, it's gonna be a website. This platform is still gonna benefit him. So it's a win-win situation. So that's why we're gonna do that, and we're gonna expand how we can expand what we can do in the food industry. I mean, not the food industry, the restaurant industry. So yeah, so it has to do something to do with this. I mean, not this. This is too small, but bigger, which I'll talk about it. And give me a few minutes. Yeah. Then I think that's pretty much it. Then we spent actually like from 12 to 6 just working on the hydroponic stuff. Well, mostly just hot gunning, cause it takes 3 minutes per hole, so it takes pretty long. So there's like 32 holes per tube, so it's pretty long. Then, then that night, there's not really much going on that day, cause that day I had to go to the meeting that we had. It was 8-ish. So we discussed about the project. So we ended up not doing the QR code. They didn't want to do it. I think it's probably they probably think it was too big. So we ended up concluding to talk about networking. The other guy wants to lead it, so I let him lead it. Uh, his name is Sam, I think. And I still don't know what he means. Like networking, like monitor network for like small business and entrepreneurs. I wasn't getting it. Like, I know what he was trying to say, but I don't know how is this gonna work in this project because how are you gonna show the problem? They gotta show the actual problem like visually, and how are we gonna find that thing? I mean, I don't think we can just find one Google image and say, "Oh, here's our problem in the present. So here's our solution." And the solution is it. The solution for that is, I think, is pretty. It requires a lot more work configuration. So subnetting, setting firewalls with pfSense, something like that. And I talked to the professor on Thursday. He let us know about it. Then it was not really something that he said something we cannot really do. I mean, it's just not like something we cannot do. It's more like a lot of work, just something we have to be cautious about because it is due in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So yeah, it's coming up. So yeah. So we're still deciding on the what's it called, the project to do. I'm still leaning towards the QR code because I don't think is that hard because there's a lot of YouTube tutorials. So I was gonna just do that instead, like the app wise. So I'm just gonna do that. Uh, so that's my solution. Even though I know Java, but I don't know Kotlin. I don't know if there's a big difference or not, but I'm sure there's not. But I'm pretty sure I can do it in Java. But the last time I actually did hands-on in Java, that was like what, pre-pandemic? Oh no, that's during the pandemic. That was like fall 2020, 2020. That was the last time I took a Java class. Yeah, so it's been a while, so I could do it if I want to. But I said to write to professor because he kind of confused. I talked to him on Thursday about like what's the issue of it. So basically the issue of it, this is more like for Apple users. It's not a problem for Android users. So when you scan the QR code on your phone, I mean, you get a QR code with like on the paper. You scan it, it will just show like let's say it's a YouTube link or www.youtube. Just for example, the iPhone just pop up quote YouTube. That's it. So it can be any organization. And the only problem that I see is the protocol of it, like HTTPS and HTTP. That's the only thing I'm aware of. I should probably do more research to see what's more out there other than that, because that's the only thing I noticed that it is a security problem. It is something that they should tell you. Not tell you, but they should at least tell you to give you the full link and protocol of the website, which Android does. They give you the full link so you know exactly where you're going to. It gives you a preview as well. So that's a very good thing of what Android did. And I'm just doing on my Samsung phone. I'm sure it's pretty much same for all Android phones. Might be a little bit different, but you know. But my dad has a Google phone, but it does show the preview, but like if I remember correctly, it does not show the HTTPS thing. I don't know, but it's very small, so I don't remember, but it's close, but it's not as bad as Apple. So yeah, so that's a security problem that needs to be addressed. So I figured that's something we can do. So I need to email the professor about it. We had to let him know by well, we don't want to let him know by Monday, but it would be nice this upcoming Monday because it is due soon and we need to know what we're doing. Yeah. And basically, the rest of the time, oh, I kind of skimmed over a little bit, but like Saturday and Sunday, I forgot to add one more thing. So basically, I said I've been listing stuff on eBay, so I've been doing that. I think I list about 30 items. I'm not exactly done because there's still a lot more. But those 30 items are shoes and clothes I used to buy. It's a joke. I'm over that phase, so it was those like hypebeast type of crap. But I used to buy those to try to resell it because I don't know, I didn't have a job at that time. I did have a job, it was like a part-time job, but I was trying to find ways to make money and also earn points with my credit card. So yeah, initially it was dumb during those years, but right now I don't think it was that dumb because I can't believe how much what they're reselling right now. So I don't think it was that dumb anymore. So yeah, I sold maybe three items. And they're pretty high value. So the items are pretty high value. So those are something that I don't expect to sell everything in a week. So yeah, and I don't allow offers. I just let it buy now. 'Cause I'm not really in a rush. I mean, they've been sitting for years. I don't mind letting it sit for a couple more months or years possibly. So yeah. And the only thing, I think the most valuable thing I have is the Nike SB, the 2006 Pigeon, the purple one. That's probably the most valuable one thing I have. The rest is probably like 3,500 value. So it's not that high, but when you have that when I have a few, it adds up. So yeah. Yeah. I sold three this week. Then I also sold two more last night. So it's come and go, I guess. Not bad, I'm not complaining. I also tried to list that Lego thing, but they didn't let me. So I'll just not list that. Yeah. Uh, and what else? So addressing oh yeah, for my class on project management, what's it called? We did SAP. Well, we just got a little bit into it, not too much. We're gonna get more into it next week. So we just created some stuff on the database and add some stuff, descriptions and stuff. It's very simple. It was meant to be a very short and simple, as what Professor said. So yeah. And next we're gonna do, I forgot what we're gonna do next week, but it's something with SAP again. Yeah, it was a pretty short class, and also the next one third of the class is basically about how to find a job. We had, I think, a director of business came in of school. So he came in and gave like a presentation and stuff. Yeah. Now, I believe on Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember, but I actually got an interview. I don't know interview. I got an email from a job that I applied. It's actually my first interview, first chance I get to have an interview after I've been applying for so long. I would say I started applying around February. Not like really, really applying, but I would say the first time I applied with my resume that I'll be finishing school, if that makes sense. But I've been changing my minor, changing up my resume to see how it goes. Like formatting, but everything's pretty much else the same. Yeah, so I finally got my first interview on Friday. It's a security company. Uh, it's very similar to the thing I use, Ubiquity. So they do physical security and software security. No, just I mean, no. So, physical security, but like the software they offer, software as a service. So yeah, and it's actually a really good job. It's actually it's not far from me, so I actually like it. The role is just a technical support engineer, but like there's two of them. So there's a technical support engineer and a technical support engineer, like university graduate. So I applied to the university graduate because it's easier. I think I also applied for the technical support engineer itself. I don't remember, but I've been playing a lot of jobs, so I really don't honestly I don't even remember. But the interview was on Friday. Yes, Friday. It was yesterday. It was okay. I assumed it was just phone screening, but I didn't realize I was dealing with a technical recruiter. So they asked me this question about the what's it called, the three-way handshake, and I was like thinking, huh? I mean, it's one thing that I don't know, but it's another thing that I never heard of it. So I was kind of confused. So I wasn't smart enough. I just saying I don't know. I should have said something like I'm not sure, but if you give me time, I can figure out. Maybe that would be a better answer. Being honest, I never heard of that term three-way handshake. But afterwards, I would look it up. I was like, oh, I just know it as TCP handshake. So I never heard of three-way. I mean, I was taught like in school, like I know the TCP handshake, not three-way. So yeah, so I know that. I just didn't know the other word of it. So yeah, hello. Yeah, basically the interview, they was just asking about my internship experience, like talk a little bit minor of that, then some my school, and I think they really care more about the enterprise home network that I talk about in my resume. It's a project I work on, so basically the home configuration, like I guess a home lab, even though it's not really a home lab because I only have a network. I set up my own network with Ubiquiti. I did it myself and also my dad also helped out along the way, like physically, the cable, because the cable is a pain. Patching cables, like terminating cables, making that thing straight. Yeah. So I think they really care about that. I mean, I assume so because they really curious about what I said and that. And we talk a little bit long about that. So they basically talk about what it is or how do I figure out how do I meet the obstacle along the way. So I gave like a very basic answer. So it's just say like it started during the pandemic, and I want to do something that I want to do a project that will correlate to my career field. So I figured doing a home network type of thing at home, and also what's it called? It's something I just want to do. I just told them I like to do a hands-on activity, and I showed like a few projects that I've done. Not show, but like in the resume, I talk about a few projects I've done. So I'm pretty much a hands-on person. So I like doing activities like that. And also I learned very minor configuration of the network, even though it was almost 2 years ago. But yeah, like there's really not much to say. But basically just really just find something that correlates to my major and something I want to do hands-on. And like basically I just like doing hands-on activity really. I don't know why. Yeah, I probably didn't give a really good answer. But that was pretty much it. The call was about 25 minutes, so I think it went okay. But it definitely wasn't okay for that technical question. So the recruiter will let me know by Monday in a day if they want to move on or not. Cause he told me they've been interviewing people for like the past week, so I think they're really looking for people. And I look on LinkedIn. I didn't apply through LinkedIn, but I did apply to external to the actual company website. But I remember when I was looking at that, I think that was about 3 weeks ago. I don't know. I really don't remember when I applied. 'Cause I've been applying a lot of jobs, like maybe like two or three per day. So I really don't remember. But at that time, I think it was like about definitely over 200. A lot, because you always see over 200. So there's a lot of people applying. So yeah. But it seems like a fun job. I think it seems, the the role seems like a fun job. I think it's really more like really hands-on working with like customers, like not in the organization but outside the organization who use those security stuff. So it seems pretty interesting. But yeah, we'll find out Monday. If not, then it is what it is. And as for the security, what's it called? Security exam. So I failed. Well, I didn't fail, but I got 12 out of 20. So I kind of figured that I was gonna get that 'cause I didn't do well. Then I realized that the average was 12.5, so it was a little bit average, a little bit below. Yeah, so the average was really bad. The lowest was 3.5. Because the professor was kind of making fun of it, not laughing at it because it's evenly distributed, the grading, so it's pretty funny. But I think the multiple choice I did well. I had this dumb thing that there was one question about the what's it called, the virus replicate itself. I put that as warm, but it was actually virus. So that's one of the problems. And the other thing was about the electromagnet, something like cage that it's a physical security part. I messed it up that one too, but everything else, multiple choice was good, but the writing was not good. Like a lot of them were just half a point. Everything was 1 point. So originally I have 12, but I talked to the professor, then he gave me 12.5 for one of them. I just didn't explain it well. He gave me another chance, so I'm really thankful for that. Then yeah, yeah. So and he realized that because there was some student complaining about the material that we use. It's called tested out. It's not that good. Then yeah, I think he's starting to realize that the material he gave us is really not. I wouldn't say like really bad, but it's definitely really repetitive. So I don't know, but obviously the class didn't do well. I mean the average was like what 12.5, and I was part of it too. So yeah, yeah, my writing just and there was this question about NAT, and then where I just translation I confused that with DNS. Oh well. I mean it was 20% of our grade, so yeah. But we have extra credit. We can do extra credit. So one of the extra credit was the PGP. So that's something I already work on. I already cracked the encryption code. The next step is to upload my PGP, my public key to the Ubuntu server. I need to figure that one out. But I also explain like, oh, I think that's the last step. Then the rest is gonna be questions. So yeah, he gave us like the encrypted message, so we could crack it on our own. He didn't give us purposely didn't give us a clue, but I kind of knew what he was talking about. I just kind of did that something like that in my system analysis class, so I know exactly what he was talking about. So thankfully I remember that from my system analysis class. I think that's 5% of 5 points of the 20% grade we have for homework. And the other assignment is access control list something. That's an assignment that's due on Thursday, so I need to work on that too. So I'm basically gonna talk about LastPass, the password manager extension. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That's due on Thursday. Yeah, basically that story is pretty funny. So if anybody knows that, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Then today then after all that, I'm gonna go to the old lady house again today. Then also work on a hydrophone today. I think I can get it done this weekend, at least for the cutting the tubes. But I need to actually record the video because I didn't record anything. So at least maybe show the video, like uh pushing the hole, something like that. So I'll do that. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. And oh yeah, I also talked. I was working with a supplier of Alibaba. The supplier I found on Alibaba. It has to correlate with this, so I'll talk about it when I actually have it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Video's a bit. I think the video's a bit long today, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on this week. So yeah, yeah. Well, okay. Thanks. Bye.